You sure? We're all certain about these
Totally.
things?
No, because I think they're fantastic. Okay. Yeah.
I think you're holding both.
Okay.
I'm the bee. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Or I can hold the bee if you want.
You want to hold the bee?
We
I
can
mean,
start.
when you
I think it's
crawl
funny
up
if
the
we just
shoulder,
start
it's
it.
really funny. Like
If we just start it. Oh, no, well, because you are the bee and I'm the flower, you know.
And
just
some
get
hanging
in
out
there.
with the bee on the pollinator.
Yeah.
On the like.
Are we rolling right now?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
Great.
Hey, my name is Matt Willey. I am a mural painter, an artist, and I'm the founder of the Good of the Hive initiative, and I'm painting 50,000 individual honeybees and murals all over the world. So where are
Which
we
you do
right now,
very well.
Adam? Where are we?
We are in my dressing room at Fiddler on the Roof on Broadway at the Broadway Theater in New York City, where I'm currently playing Mottle the Tailor. There's a little portrait of my model, which you can see.
Oh yeah, it's over there. It's behind me. The idea of the initiative is to make art and celebrate these incredible creatures rather than like constantly talking about the detrimental things like development or pesticides or all of that, but really just get people connected to these amazing creatures everywhere they see them, whether it's at a ball game or in their yard or whatever, but like look closer. So often I paint them really big. I paint them like giant size of Labradors on walls, and that's not what happened here. But we did paint some bees.
Yeah.
Okay, how did we meet? Do you want to tell the story,
Well,
or do you want me to?
you want the whole thing?
Yeah,
from
the whole
beginning?
thing. Why not?
Well, we first met because I wanted your apartment. You weren't there. I just bought an apartment, but one of the apartments that I looked at that I didn't get because I lost it was your apartment. Your beautiful, beautiful apartment on East. Was it 11th or 12th? 13th.
Yep.
East, lucky number 13.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with it, and I thought, there's something, there's the energy here, this is my apartment, and I didn't get it.
Yeah.
But I was interested in your project.
So I emailed him and I said, well, since you had some interest in the Good of the Hive,
Right.
are you interested in maybe helping out the initiative in another way? So that's really how we ended up, the beginning of the story of how we got here. And we had the idea, because I'm going all over painting murals. Adam said, why don't you come and paint bees in my dressing room? So that's how we actually got connected in starting to look at the bees through the lens of ancient Judaism. And then I was like, got in research mode and started paying attention. I hadn't ever looked at the bees. And part of the mission is to go into different places, see where we're all connected to this bee. And so in this environment, what is it? You know, like how is it, like what is it bringing out in people? What is it, how are people in this community connected? And we've got the theater community, the Jewish community, all of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if we could have our dancers to the stage, please. Dancers to the stage. Dancers to the stage, please. Thank you.
Dancers to the stage. I was also excited about this idea of the honeybee because I think there's some wonderful parallels between what you're doing and Fiddler on the Roof, what we're portraying in terms of the refugee crisis in the world right now, and also with the Jewish faith at large. Especially, we are coming up on Rosh Hashanah, a holiday in which Jews across the world will be consuming honey, apples and honey. It's a tradition. And part of that is to signify the sweetness of life and to embrace the new year with something sweet. And isn't there an idea, maybe I'm stretching, but this idea of the bees trying to find a safe home?
Yeah. One of the biggest problems that the honeybees are having is a diminishing habitat, because humans, like every problem with the honeybee, can be linked to human behavior. It's the beauty in that is that humans can then solve it. Because we're causing it, we can solve it. So, but one of the biggest things is the diminishing habitat, and so they don't have the same home that they used to have. So what do? And that did ring really strongly with
And there's
me.
so much Jewish lore written in the texts about finding home, and that's something that we bring up every year on Passover. This idea of finding home. Next year in Jerusalem, we say, which is also a line in Fiddler, of like this idea that we are, throughout history, Jews have been displaced and displaced and displaced.
Mm-hmm. And what do you do with that? How do you deal with it in a constantly changing environment? Yeah. So
So honeybees are Jewish.
honeybees are at times Jewish, I suppose. Yeah.
You want some of that? Hey, little guy. So, towards the beginning of rehearsals, I think on day like 3 or something, we had a rabbi come in and discuss with us some of the tenets of the Jewish faith and faith at large. And something that he said, which really was meaningful to me, was he said, faith is very much rooted in the sense of radical awe or radical amazement. And for me, that really hit on many levels. One level was my character, Model the Tailor, in this show, I think is a character who experiences tremendous radical awe for the universe and all its miracles. And so I have on my door over there a little note that says cultivate radical amazement. Because the original rabbi which coined the phrase said radical amazement. Radical awe, radical amazement.
But when you said that to me when we were walking around, I literally stopped in my tracks in the middle of Times Square. I mean, we're walking around and there was like, it's Times Square, so there's like millions of people.
Many
we were
bees.
running errands for you because you had no time anyway. And we were like going from place to place and we were talking about all this really intense stuff. And as soon as you said that, I was like, that's exactly what it feels like when I stand in the middle of like 250,000 honeybees. Like if I'm in a bee sanctuary, and I've done projects where I'm painting at a beehive, so like literally bees are landing on my brush. You have to remain, it's like an awe-inspiring experience, and it's completely edgy and radical because there's like the buzzing sound and all of that is going on around you, but there is this faith element that you feel something external that's really powerful that you can't quite describe. And so when you described that thing, that faith, I was like, that is exactly what it feels like to be in the middle of the bees. And I was like, okay, we need to do this project. That was when it occurred to me, we need to make a painting.
It's very exciting.
And this is the one that it's not complete.
Okay,
But
it's not complete.
It's not complete because I'm heading somewhere with it.
Okay.
I don't know whether we show you or the...
Whoa! Oh my God, that is so cool. Wow.
So-
bring it in. Yeah.
You got the words.
Wow.
I like the
Cultivate
bees.
radical awe. That is
And so
incredible.
this, do you know what this symbol is?
Tell me.
This is a sacred geometric symbol. It's actually in the Kabbalah, but it's in lots of different.
Oh my God.
It's the tree of life.
Yeah.
When we had originally
yes.
talked about the tree of life, right?
Mhm.
And when in the Kabbalah, it goes, I think, between these pieces and then straight down, but it's all found in there. So it has, and it's hexagonal. It's all based on circles. This is just a circle, and then another circle, and then another circle, all growing out of it. Like,
So cool.
yeah, a simplified version of this is the seed of life, and it's just gone through many different cultures and everything.
Amazing.
Great.
To
more
me, this is
decorative. Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, it's getting there, but it just needs a little bit of work. This will be a print that we will have available on the Go to the
And
Hive
will it
website.
say cultivate radical
Oh
awe?
yeah, this will be the whole print.
Cool.
Yeah. I did the really drippy, like, I wanted it to feel like a beehive, like when you lift the bar, you know, and you look in a hive, it's got like, it's just stuff. It's like scents, sounds, you know, and energy, like dripping honey and all that. So
That is
that's kind of where
so-
I was going with it. Hope it shows up
so
on
cool. I can't wait for the t-shirt.
camera.
Okay. Oh, hello. Thank you. Wow. Who knew bees could feel so good?
As an artist, each project is different, right? Like some of the murals are focus on a behavior of the honeybee, like the swarm, which needs a lot of reputation management because people are terrified of swarms, but they're actually one of the most elegant and sublime experiences in nature. Bees are completely docile during a swarm. But anyway, so those kind of things I'm bringing into a lot of the murals just to raise awareness about what people are afraid of and all of that. I'm working with kids to do like things, make them cute and big and fuzzy so they're not so scared of being stung.
Like this.
Yeah, exactly. Because they really rarely will a honeybee sting anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, but another part of the process for me is just letting, as a painter, what comes up, come up. A lot of the time I just let my imagination go with the work, and then whatever happens, happens. And when I saw the show here, you know, there was a phrase, there's a very integral part of the show, a phrase in the show that just, I kept hearing it every time I would lay down to go to sleep and be thinking about this project or whatever, and it just kept coming. So I just started drawing, and then this idea came. Mm-hmm. So that's when this piece happened. And so this is the...
I feel like we need entrance music. Whoa! Oh my god, that's so cool! Wait, we have to show it. It's high.
Can you see it? Maybe move back.
So that's high, what we were talking about.
Yeah, but it's to life.
To life.
Like I kept hearing to life, to life, to life. With the bees, key into the part, not the part about them dying, not the part about that aspect of what's happening to them, but focus on the life part. What is it about the bees that is so much? I mean, every essence of what they do all day long is about bringing life to us, bringing life to the flowers, bringing life, just perpetuating it, you know?
That's so amazing and relates to Fiddler in so many ways and relates to the work that I did for Fiddler. Fiddler was written shortly after World War II, and the Holocaust was on a lot of people's minds. And a lot of focus on the death of the Jews and the death of World War II. And Fiddler was one of the first major celebrations of Jewish life on the international cultural landscape. And that song, To Life, L'chaim, has become a major anthem for the show. Yeah,
and so that was where the inspiration came from for this piece.
What you doing there? Get a little nectar for your hive? Okay. It's cute. God, you're so... Okay!
It's all about... It's a lot of it is the same message over and over again if you go deeper with it. You know, it's that basic human desire to connect, be loved, share with other people, and thrive, you know? And so the show totally speaks to that, you know? And my work is that's a big part of it, is having people come together at a mural site, in a dressing room, wherever, and talk about bees and talk about life and talk about connection and talk about their world, as you know, and then share that world with other people, and you know, and just be in the positive aspects of it. So yeah.
L'chaim, Matt. To life.
L'chaim, Adam.
To life.
To life.
Cheers. Happy Rosh Hashanah. Here we go.
Hello, little pollinator. Hello, little honeybee. Do you like the taste of flowers early in the morning? Goodbye, little pollinator. Goodbye, little honeybee. You didn't catch your name faster than you came. Quick away you flew. You got a job to do, don't you? And I know you do it well. I tell you, I can tell just by looking round. The colors are profoundly beautiful. Oh, honeybee, where would I be without you?
Perfect timing.